Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. If you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, it's not because you don't make enough money. It's because your life isn't stable. And instability will destroy your life faster than low income ever will. And until you fix that, more income, it's just going to create bigger problems. Most men honestly think once I make more, everything will be fine. But let me ask you something. If your income doubled tomorrow, would your life actually feel secure? Or would your stress just grow with it? Because more money doesn't fix pressure, it actually multiplies it. So I want you to stay with me because that answer is the reason you're stuck. I've been there, working hard, trying to do the right things, trying to get ahead, but every time I made progress, something pulled me back. Whether it was my bills, my bad habits, and even worse, my lack of structure. And I'll say it created this feeling like you're running hard, but going nowhere. And when you're a man with responsibility, that pressure, it hits different because people are depending on you. Your family's dependent on you. And for lots of us, our friends are dependent on us. And deep down, you're thinking, why am I still here? I can say you're still here because you don't have control. All right? There's a shift that changes everything. And this is the shift that changed everything for me. I had to realize something. I'm not broke. And I'll say you're not either. All right? You're not broke. You're unstable. Now let that sink in. Instability, it'll keep you stuck no matter how much you earn. Because income without control is still chaos. There are men making way more money than you, and they're still stressed, they're still behind, and they're still stuck. Because they skipped the step that actually matters. I remember a moment clearly, and I remember this moment like it was yesterday, and I've talked about it before. I remember one day getting off of work, sitting in my car still, and I checked my bank account. And I had just enough to pay bills, just to cover bills. But that was all that was left. And I remember thinking, how am I working this hard and still feel this stuck? It seemed like everyone else around me was doing way better than me. The people on my job was doing better than me. People in my neighborhood was doing better than me. Even the people on social media looked like they were doing better than me. I mean, everyone was doing better than me. And that was the moment it hit me. It wasn't my income. It was the fact that I had no control. Money was coming in, but it had no direction. And that's when I realized if I didn't fix this now, I'll still be in this same place 5 years from now. But I would tell you, I don't want you to be like me and get caught up in what everyone else is doing because honestly, most of the time you don't know what they've been through or what they've done to get to where they are in life. A lot of people, they've actually achieved success in financial freedom. And others, honestly, they're just faking it, right? They've racked up a ton of debt and a ton of other bills just to have this lifestyle. But I want you to do something for me because we're not going to live in that same lifestyle anymore. I want you to comment control if you're done living like this. Now, this is where everything starts to change. All right. I'm getting ready to give you 4 steps that will change everything you know about your money stability. All right. Step 1 is to stop the bleeding. All right. Before you build anything, you have to stop what's breaking you. Most men, they're trying to grow while their money is leaking out every single month. There's things like subscriptions, impulse spending, and untracked habits. And here's the truth. You don't need discipline first. You need awareness because what you don't track controls you. Just track everything for 7 days and don't let it judge you and don't feel guilty. But you're going to see truth because you can't fix what you refuse to see. And if this is already hitting you, it's good because you need it. And the next step is where most men start to separate. Step 2 is to create a financial floor. You need a number, a baseline number. your survival number. What does it actually cost to live your life? Not guessing, not estimating, but knowing. Because when you don't have a number, everything feels unstable. But when you know your number, you gain control instantly. Clarity, it actually creates control, and control creates confidence. Do you actually know what your number is? Or are you just hoping everything works out? Are you hoping everything works out this month? Or do you know what's going on? Step 3 is to build margin. And this is where life starts to honestly change. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. No margin, it means no progress. And no progress means no breathing room. And no breathing room means no peace. But I'll tell you this, $100 of margin changes everything. Because margin isn't just money, it's breathing room. And when you don't have it, every problem, it honestly feels like a crisis. All right? So I want you to stay with me because this last step is the one that most men skip. And I'll say it honestly keeps men stuck for years. It kept me stuck for years. That's why I froze. I stayed stuck for so many years. I started making 6 figures in 2020, and I stayed stuck for multiple years until recently, if I'm being just transparent. All right. Step 4, stabilize before scaling. So let me be real with you for a second. This is where most men, they actually sabotage themselves. This is where most men actually mess up because they try to increase income too fast before their life is stable. And what happens is more money, same chaos. Because if you can't manage $3,000, you won't manage $10,000. All right. And everybody always, a lot of people comment and get upset and send me messages. What are you talking about? That's not true. I'm telling you from experience. Yes, I understand if you have $3,000 today and you start making $10,000 tomorrow, it's going to be a total different lifestyle. But the problem isn't the money. Yeah, you'll be able to pay your bills, but the mindset and the chaos that comes with it comes because for most of us, we increase our lifestyle. It's called lifestyle creep. We make more money, so we buy more. We upgrade our apartment, we upgrade our cars, our houses, whatever you want us to do. You end up doing it with your money. So if you don't know how to manage $3,000 or $5,000, I can honestly say you're not going to understand how to manage $10,000. All right? Because income, it reveals who you are. It doesn't fix it. Real growth, it looks like this. Stability first, then scale. Because consistency, it beats intensity every single time. And most men, they won't fix this. But if you do, I can guarantee your life changes. Most men don't have an income problem. They have a discipline problem. And once you fix that, that's when everything shifts. It's not when you make more money. It's when your bills are covered, you have margin, and nothing feels fragile anymore. That's the moment you move from surviving to building. That's when money stops controlling you and starts working for you. And most men, they never reach this because they keep chasing income. When what they should be chasing is control. For me, the moment everything changed wasn't when I made more. It was when I finally felt in control. My bills were handled, my money was tracked, margin was created. And for the first time, I wasn't reacting anymore. I was actually leading. And that's when everything changed because control, it creates confidence. That's when confidence came back. That's when clarity came back. That's when I started becoming the man I knew I could actually be. So you gotta stop the bleeding. You got to create your floor. You got to build margin, and you got to stabilize before you scale. If you do that, you don't just fix your money, you fix your life. All right? A provider doesn't just earn money, he creates stability. He builds structure, and he creates and leads with control. Because real leadership starts with control. Broke is temporary, but unstable, it's a pattern. And it's your responsibility to break it. And I'll tell you this, it starts at home. And it starts with how you manage your life. You're not meant to live in this survival mode. You're meant to build something solid. All right? So if this video made you realize that you've been slipping, I want you to comment stable. I want you to do that below. And then I want you to subscribe, because in the next video, I'm actually going to show you how to go from stability to actually increasing your income using leverage. All right, later.